to shoot a quick video as far as like what to do when you don't know what to do. I run into so many people that are finding themselves in situations where life has really it's like, oh my God, what do I do? And I wanted to shoot this quick video just to talk about like, what do you do when you find yourself in a situation that you don't know what to do? And it's almost like, what do you do when you find yourself like broke down on the side of the road and you don't know what to do? Like, what do you do? And most of the times what we tend to do is, you know, you're riding down the highway, this road of life, and all of a sudden your car breaks down. Most of the times what we end up doing is we get stuck in our emotions, and we get stuck in fear and judgment and criticism, you know, just really bashing ourselves. But the question is, does that really support us or help us get out of the situation? Most of the times it doesn't. So what do you do when you find yourself in that situation and you don't know what to do? Well, that's what this video is all about. I have 3 steps that are gonna just really give you another perspective, another point of view, as far as some tools that you can use to get yourself out of this space that you really don't desire to be in. So let's get started. The first step is to take ownership. When you find yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in, the first step is to really take ownership. You know, sometimes I find people that want to place blame on external conditions, external circumstances, whereas, you know, I'm sitting on the side of the road because my tire went out, or I'm sitting on the side of the road because I ran out of gas, versus them just taking ownership and saying, hey, I'm sitting on the side of the road because I chose to be sitting on the side of the road. Like, really taking ownership of that experience as the creator, saying, hey, I created this experience. Because when you take ownership of a situation, it shifts your inner state. It shifts your whole way of being in that situation. Because if you created it, then that means you have power and dominion over it. And when you have power and dominion over it, then you can think clearly the next actions to take to get yourself out of it. So the first step is to really stand in your power and take ownership as being the creator of that experience. And then the second step is to really listen. Like, to just stop and listen and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm listening. Like, I took ownership. Now I'm ready to listen and see what is it that this experience has to teach me, has to tell me. Like, where have I not been listening in my life? Where have I been moving so fast that I haven't taken the time to just stop and listen? Now, it may be spirit that's trying to get your attention. It may be your family members. It may be, like, there can be so many different things that you're not listening to. But my first request would be just stop and listen to your spirit. Listen to that inner voice and say, hey, what is it that you're trying to tell me? And then the third is get the lesson. Like, really get the lesson from a place of openness, from a place of like vulnerability. Just really get the lesson. Because when you create these experiences of breakdown, then there's something you're trying to either learn about yourself, or you're trying to teach yourself about life or about what's going on in your life. So those are my 3 steps to being in a situation that you just don't know what to do. Like, what do you do when you don't know what to do and you find yourself in these undesirable situations or experiences? Just to kind of recap, number 1 is take ownership. Instantly step into the powerful place of being where you take ownership over creating that experience. Number 2 is just listen. Ask yourself, what are you trying to teach yourself about this experience? Or what are you trying to teach yourself about yourself? And then number 3 is get the lesson. You can journal the lesson, but really get the lesson. Get the lesson that you created this experience to teach yourself. Thank you guys for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below.